So this woman is about to save 200 hostages using nothing but the building she designed 3 years ago. Now this woman, her name is Stella Okonkwo and she's 38 years old. Stella is not your regular Lagos babe. She is a security architect, the type that can look at any building and tell you exactly where the weak spots are. She designed the Crystal Tower from scratch. Every single lock, every camera position, every ventilation shaft. Now happy Kim be that. For 3 years now, Auntie has been perfecting this gleaming tower in Victoria Island. The thing is beautiful, eh? All glass and steel, reflecting the Lagos sun like a mirror. Inside that building, you have presidents, ministers, CEOs from all over the world coming for this big international summit. This is the kind of gathering that makes CNN news. Stella is sitting in the lobby this afternoon, checking her tablets, reviewing security protocols like she does every day. She greets all the dignitaries walking through, nodding at her security team. Everything is running smoothly. She's proud of her work, confident that nothing can go wrong in her building, but wahala on bust. A gunshot suddenly echoes from the 20th floor. The entire lobby goes silent, dead silent. Immediately, alarm starts screaming. The building goes into lockdown mode. Elevators stop moving. Communication screens flash red. Security breach everywhere you look. Before anyone can even process what is happening, armed militants appear at all the main stairwells. They are shouting demands through loudspeakers. Hostages are panicking. Some are running into corners, finding where to hide. Others are trying to call for help on their phones, but the militants have jammed everything. Stella's army training kicks in immediately. She ducks behind this big marble pillar, her mind already calculating routes and assessing the situation. She can see that the elevators and main stairwells are now controlled by the attackers. As she crouches there, studying the blueprints in her head, she realizes the full scope of the wahala. 200 hostages, presidents, ministers, international CEOs. One wrong move and it becomes a massacre. Her career, her reputation, even her own life. At this point, none of that compares to these people's survival. But here is the thing about Stella that these militants don't know. Now she designed this building. She knows every hidden passage, every maintenance corridor, every secret override panel. The gunfire is echoing up the glass wall. Smoke from emergency flares is drifting through the atrium. You can even hear panic-stricken whispers and footsteps as hostages are scrambling. Everybody dive for cover. Stella slips into a maintenance corridor and accesses the hidden ventilation shaft she personally designed. As she crawls through the tight space, she overhears the terrorists communicating their plans to move hostages to higher floors. She finds her first group of trapped ministers in a conference room. Using a concealed override panel that only she knows about, she unlocks the door just as a militant patrol approaches. The hostages crawl through the doors to safety while she guides them. But these attackers are not amateurs. Their leader, Commander Ihejirika, is adapting quickly, blocking the route she has used. The man is methodical, anticipating typical security countermeasures like he has military training too. And that is when Stella makes a shocking discovery. She intercepts a hidden communication feed and realizes that Ihejirika was once a soldier. His tactics are eerily similar to her own training, but he's not just strategic, he's emotionally driven. The man lost his entire village to mining exploitation, and now he wants the world to pay attention. Then she overhears something that makes her blood run cold. The government is planning a direct assault on the building soon. If they storm in with their usual heavy-handed approach, dozens of hostages will die in the crossfire. She cannot wait for reinforcements. She must act alone. The militants start using smoke grenades and electronic jammers. They lock down routes she planned to use. Stella has to keep improvising, switching between different ventilation routes, manipulating electronic locks from hidden panels. As she moves through the building, memories flash in her mind. Her army training, crawling through mud, diffusing simulated explosives. But this is not simulation. These are real people, real bullets, real consequences. She encounters a militant in one of the corridors and has to fight him off using a stun button. She barely avoids getting shot too. Her arms are now scraped and bloodied, adrenaline coursing through her system. Down. Ejirika's voice is echoing through the building loudspeakers. Anyone who moves is dead. The threat keeps her cautious, calculating every single next move. But Stella is not giving up. She frees small groups of hostages one by one, using passages and routes that exist only in her mind. She disables communication panels to mislead the attackers. She plants smoke in specific floors to confuse them and corral them where she wants them. Metal clanks echo in the ventilation shafts as she moves like a ghost through her own building. The whispers of hostages, shouts of militants, and distant alarms create this auditory maze of tension. Hours they pass as this one they happen, so she's walking her way up floor by floor, rescue by rescue. Finally, she reaches the glass-floored Sky Bridge, where Ejirika is holding the Nigerian president and EU representative hostage. This is it, the final confrontation in her glass tower. Stella steps out of the shadows. Ejirika turns his weapon towards her, but she raises her hands calmly. Your cause is real, she tells him, but killing innocent people will not give it justice. Ejirika's eyes narrow. This is the only way they will listen to people like us. That is when Stella activates the hidden support mechanism in the bridge. The glass floor starts cracking dramatically under the weight of control tension. But it's perfectly stable. She designed this feature herself. The floor trembles, the hostages scream, but Ejirika suddenly realizes he's completely under her control. You can see in her eyes that she could drop him through that glass if she wanted to, but she won't. She has shown restraint throughout this entire ordeal. Ejirika negotiates a peaceful surrender. All hostages are freed safely. When Stella emerges from the building, the government wants to give her medals and accolades for conventional heroism. But she refuses all that. Instead, she decides to start her own company focused on conflict resolution using architecture and technology, prevention rather than violence. The glass bridge glints under the Lagos sunset, symbolizing transparency and control. Stella stands on the empty penthouse floor, looking at the city skyline, calm but resolute. She learned that winning a fight does not always mean defeating someone. Sometimes it means protecting everyone, even your enemy. Our lesson for the day is this. True strength is not about having the biggest weapon or the loudest voice. It's about having the wisdom to know when to fight and when to show mercy, including to the person trying to hurt you.